So open the knees really to the side and taking an inner spiral for the legs. So the inner thigh is turning in and back, and you, with the other hand, you're pulling the sit bones out. And then really touching your front hips, and try even to think the front hip is dipping a bit forward, and then you pull the sit bone more to the side and behind the heels. And just for a moment, touching the lower belly, maybe from both sides, the back and the side. And falling with your energy into the pelvic floor, and imagine the floor is round, like a cup, like something you can put water in. Try to release the front for a moment, but also fill up the back of the pelvis. And today I want to explain a bit also for the pelvic floor. Yeah, also what is the pelvic floor about? There are different layers of muscles, and there's one part, sit bone and puppet bone. And I have to talk about it. In the middle is the vagina. Yeah, so we have a triangle between side to side. So we have sit bone right and left and puppet bone. And can you Schambein? Ne? Kannst du das Schambein noch mehr nach vorne? For a bit with the puppet bone forward and down, and finding the sit bones expanding, so that you really have a feeling you open this front triangle. Very good. And then one more time, thinking now when you're doing the inner spiral, you take the hip bone and you screw it with the internal rotating into the socket. So take the bone and put it even around, but also into the socket of the pelvis. Wir haben da so ein Kugelgelenk, both sides. So pull the ball of the socket into the socket. Yeah, okay, right. And then really feel this rootedness you get here and melting a bit the outer surface. Entspann dich aus and release the elbows. And just feel a sort of openness of energy into the ground. Denk dir wirklich aus dem Becken eine Energie into the earth, into the chakras and the energy of Mother Earth. So really like giving birth to the earth. Just feel that, feel your strength and your connection to the earth. And then take care that when the belly and the pelvic floor is open, that you don't forget the back heart. So now breathing a bit into the back heart, maybe moving here the head down, moving a bit the ribs. Probiere jetzt hier so richtig hinten in dein Herz hineinzuschieben. Hinteres Herz. Ja, mit ganz viel Bewusstsein. So don't think just movement, but thinking the energy of the heart expanding into the kidney area, into the ribs. And then maybe cross over the hands, grab the back ribs and pull them up. Really up, yes. Now finding the back ribs, the side ribs, the front ribs, remember the toilet paper, but thinking now here there is a long waist. Grab it from the sides and squeezing the middle of the waist. And with this, your heart flows up, but feel the dropping of the sit bones into the earth. Open the pelvic floor still, but open the heart up. Take the hands here into your head, into your knees, and then even into your hips. Now push and pull the hips even more down, push now the feet and the shin bone into the floor, and just come up here for a moment, hands forward like a female gorilla here. And then just with the knee open, get forward, up into your heart, and then backward, but keeping the sit bones wide and up. So also here, very good, yeah? Be stronger than you normally look like. Find your whole strength, find your power. Wir haben oft Angst vor dieser Power. Bei uns heißt das Macht, und Macht macht oft, da denken wir, na, dann gehen wir über die anderen. So finding your own power and be proud of it. Sehr gut, Eva. Can you still here take one hand down, the other hand, and can you still rotate the hip forward and into the socket, and then take the sit bone up, upward, outward, and then engage the gluteus muscle inward and up. Other side. So really be clear with your hips. Turn it in, softening the psoas, but engage the gluteus. Take it up to the side and into your sacrum. Super. Then do it one more time, maybe with gorilla hands or with normal hands. But now squeezing the Pobacken zusammen, the gluteus muscle goes in and up into the sacrum, and you soften more the front, back and front here. Breathe in, and finding also here the dipping of the upper of the sacrum like a triangle. Sacrum dips forward, sit bones reach upward. Good. Come back to sitting. Okay. Here I want to point this even more out. Find your sacrum side to side here, dipping in, and here under the sacrum there are two holes, and dip the sacrum forward and then massage here. Massage here the lower back and see if you really can engage here the strength from the sacrum to the lower back. When you're dipping it, don't tilt it forward. So really massage that. And then let's work a bit for the gluteus. Think here when you have the dipping, the lower spine. Now think the gluteus squeeze together and lifts up. A little bit like pumping here from your pelvic floor and your gluteus. Yeah. Push the hands here in the knees and lift from the lower strength. Push the feet in the floor. Ich denke mir das gerade selber aus, Leute. Pass auf, Eva, sieht gut aus, aber don't lean too much forward. The heart is rising up. The heart is the solar plexus is like a light which lifts, yes, the heart. One more. Good. Now, take this one and just look for a moment. So I want that you really feel this bow here, and that means, whoops, we have to find here the quadriceps where you even can push it a bit away. And then you're finding here the lower belly, which gets a stretch when you're hanging here. The knees are bended, and later we're even lifting the feet. Try this for a moment. Hands supporting the head with fists. Also here, let's think, or maybe touch the inner spiral, maybe touch the leg from behind and pull the sit bone wider. Release take a fist and wrap the fist with the other hand. Push the head there, that the throat can open. But now finding an openness in the lower spine. Can you really drop the lowest lumbar spine into a curve? Yes. Very good, everybody. And what I see, you don't miss the radiant heart here, which is very good. So pushing the elbows into the floor and lifting even the heart. And now try to release into the front hips. Try to surrender into the lower belly. can push a little bit the front feet into the ground and engage the sacrum, dip, and even the gluteus. Now, if you have the roll, I don't know if it's also good with the blanket, touch the roll from the side and push it back into your upper thighs, that you're getting even here a stretch between lumbar spine and sacrum. Do this a few times in a pulsation way. Very good. Release for a moment again. And then bring the elbows to the side and the hands up, the hands together. And now push the elbows into the floor and pull them to the belly and open the armpit forward. And maybe you're even rolling here a bit on the roll, on the blanket, and pulling and arching a bit, but in a natural way. So take care that the neck stays long. And you open the space between armpit and hip. The feet does the pushing. The belly gets even longer and stronger. Super. Karin, du kannst noch mehr die Ellbogen in den Boden zurückziehen, dass es dich da verlängert in den Seiten des Körpers. Ja, super. Nice, nice. One more here, and then relax again the head down on the fist. Now see if this feels good. Lifting the feet, hero feet, heels in, toes out, and pull a bit. You have to see where it's the best here. Pull a bit the knee to the hips and the hips more up, and then going a bit side to side. Maybe you go also with the head to the other side. Feet to the side, like a little internal massage. Maybe you even working here with the ribs. Make it a bit free. Flex the feet still, Eva. Pull the knees and engage even the hips. So the pulling of the knees. Okay, one more. And then last time, release and breathe. Maybe push against the roll again to sink into the lower belly. Try to surrender here a bit, giving up the idea of holding, controlling. Female power is sometimes uncontrolled. It's endless and round, and sometimes it seems to be dark, like the night and the moon. And I think the big thing is that we are sometimes, or if I talking about myself, afraid of this female strength. So maybe even here, try to surrender into the belly. That means also giving yourself more space for everything what is there. One more deep inhale into the skin of the belly. And then taking the hands side to side, elbows to the side and up. And push yourself here up to take the roll away, and just a moment without the roll here. Shaking the sacrum side to side and just finding the connection, really shaking it side to side and maybe even wobbling. Thinking about my card, this woman was with her pelvis in the water. So can you think the pelvis is underwater and they're coming some waves side to side and the lower spine is moving and mobilizing. Also wirklich ein bisschen den Popo hin und her wackeln lassen. And can you feel that the lumbar spine gets a mobilization here? See what your jaw and your cervical spine is doing. Maybe you can react even that the whole spine needs to be wavy now. Think there's water in the spine and everything is movable and floaty. Yeah, that looks nice. Female energy is mostly compared or connected to water quality. Good. Okay, release a moment here and get the elbows one more time, like we had them before without the roll now. Elbows down and pull here the heart forward, but the elbows back. Open the space under the armpit, release a bit and do this a few times that you're really finding already a length in the thorax. Very good, everybody. Yes. One more time. Good. And then take the hands down again and now lift the feet again, pull the knee and lift the hips more. Drop the sacrum like a triangle. Coccyx goes up, sit bones widen. Now think about the triangle of the pelvic floor, the front pelvic floor. Can you open that while the knees going side to side? When the feet is to the right, pull the knees diagonally to the left and up, and then other side, right, knees, left, feet, and see if you can stretch here some areas. Side. Can you even think here inner spiral, the inner thighs, and open the pelvic floor? Maybe that makes also a difference. One more. And put it down again, release it a bit. And last thing here in this position, the hands diagonally to the side. Push the hands into the floor and lift up while you're pulling the hands closer. Push yourself here and finding the strength again. I see it like two columns, right and left to the lumbar spine. And the lumbar spine drops and hollows. Go down and up. So finding this connection from the sacrum to the back extenders. Good. Do this a few times and really start to strengthen your roots of the spine. Like a trunk of a tree. Don't know if there are existing female and masculine trees. Maybe yes. Maybe they are both. Okay, one more here. And then taking the hands to the side like a lizard. And just stretching here side to side like a lizard. Mach das ein bisschen frei, wie du möchtest. Komm so hoch, wie du möchtest und zieh dich richtig aus deinem Becken raus. So pull yourself away from the pelvis. Also here finding the hollowness in the armpit against the hip. Also mach ganz viel Länge zwischen Schulter und Hüfte. Right, very good, ladies. Good. Then feet into the ground, knees pulling, hips up and coming from the hips up to panther prep. Give me here a little strength for the back heart while you're pushing the hands down and up. Right. Good. And then one more thing here. Come with the hands together. And now seat hands forward, dip it down. Pull the elbow down, and even here, elbow to your shoulder forward, other side. Chuk, bush. Bring the knee behind the hips, feet up. And one more strengthening, wirklich weit hinter die Hüfte. Heels in, toes out. First, sit bones and pelvic floor. Puppet bone, Schambein nach hinten. Behind and up, sit bones widen, knees turning nearly in. Can you think the inner spiral squeezing together and open the pelvic floor? Yes. Pass auf, die Ellbogen ein bisschen weiter nach vorne, Eva. Und schieb dich noch ins Radiant Heart. Now see the triangle of the sacrum and dip it down. Dip and open the lower belly. Ooh. Can you now screw the hips? The bones of the hips into the socket, sit bones. And now dropping the lumbar spine even deeper into the belly. Open the heart up, and now going front and back from the lowest vertebra. Push it down and forward while the elbows and arms pulling back. Denkt ihr wirklich, das ist wie so eine Regenrinne, die vorgeschoben wird. Yes, 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 yes. Gut, Eva. Super, Karin. Das ist ein toller Bogen da. Okay, one more here. Well done, ladies. Oh, maybe we do one nice thing here. Bring the knee more into the middle line, right knee, and put the left knee, I hope you can see, on the right heel. That looks a bit funny here. Yeah, genau. Flex the feet, turn the toes a bit out, and now just deepen lumbar spine and lifting thoracic spine. Good. Other side. Other leg. Yeah. Good. And from here, come back to sitting. Come back to sitting. Inner spiral the leg, open the knees. Take the hands on the knees. Yes. And push the knees into your hands. Push the knees into the hands. Finding the openness in the pelvic floor. Finding the triangle, sit bone, right, left, puppet bone. Sacrum, not dropping only forward, but also a bit upward. Finding the belly button up. Right. Okay. Radiant heart. Good. Let's go maybe first for standing position. Come the hands here, forward, knee to the side, and have a moment also here of female strength. Here the elbow is on the knee. Also here give yourself an inner spiral. Really finding the inner side turns back, the sit bones turns up. Also other side. And then here, one hand is maybe on the knee and the other hand is very lessy here on the stretched. Closing the eyes, lifting the throat, lifting the belly forward and upward, and then widening the heart. Sit more back, find the feet into the ground, and see what you want to focus on today, what you want to focus on next year. And if this state of being here in the body is a good point to start with. Maybe even making a sound into your pelvis. And feel yourself like a female superhero, even longer, even fuller. Yes, and then go to the other side. Just a shorter moment here. Push yourself into the floor while you lengthen already here up into the spine. Eva, denk dich noch größer. Blase nochmal dein Herz richtig auf. Zieh dich raus. Okay. From here, hands to the front. Knees to the side. And now turn the knees in. Inner spiral, the sit bones up. And a moment here of a resting pose. Toes soft, hips wide, and then step back further. And now here, squeezing, push it down. And now already thinking there's an inner light from the solar plexus, which is vertically. So zieh jetzt dein Herz nach oben, während du dich hier runterziehst und lang drückst. Bring, Eva, die Knie ein bisschen mehr nach hinten und zieh trotzdem dein Herz nach oben. Can you pull your heart up while the knees are back and the gluteus is working? Now take the hands here and get a little pulse for yourself. Can you really rooting your toes? Can you keeping the idea of soft hips? Then using the pushing down to rising up. Get the roll here, guys. Not guys, ladies. Get the roll. So what I see too much is knee forward and upper body forward too. So push even the legs back and then see if you still can lift the heart horizontally. This is asking you for a longer belly. Yeah, and then pulse here. So toes, big toes, inner foot pushing down, adductors are engaged, but you're really rooting to rising. Zieh richtig die Haut auseinander, pull the skin apart. There you go. Und ja, ja, ja. Eva, sehr gut. You can even think, this is sometimes interesting, the heels can lift up, the ball of the foot is strong in the floor, but even the knees and the hips going down and back. Right, and then maybe put whatever you have here onto your head and are pulsing the energy vertically into your groin. Can you pull the energy into the floor? Open still the pelvic floor, even internal rotation in the hips, while you're finding the roots of the spine pushing into the sky. Sehr gut. Denk noch mehr die großen Zehe rechts, Karin, drück dich ja genau in deine Hüfte. Good. Maybe let's have a little walk with that. Taking it here and now softening the hips and finding the Kniekehle. Also the back knee pulling a bit forward, sucking in, and the front hip pulling a bit more backwards. Now lifting the right foot while you have your groin on the head, square leg, and then pushing the left hip back while you put the right foot down. And then the other side, right foot push back, you lift the left foot. And then you're going like an African lady, hips to the side, and you have awareness to your upper groin and to your hip and to the floor. So just walking elegant. Yeah. And here you really can show me your popo back, really thinking Africa is coming. And come back. Eva, du darfst noch sexiger sein. Du darfst dein Popo richtig, ja. Be sexy, show your popo and walk from your popo and see what that makes to you. Nice, very good. Good. Okay. Then finding your space back. One more for the hip. Inner spiral them. Doesn't mean falling forward. So inner spiral, touch even here and grab it. And now wirklich finding the skin under the popo. Mit meiner weißen Hose ein bisschen. So really grabbing the gluteus and mold it up. Really, I mean, it's okay. I hope you're all fine with that. I'm even going here inside and open that. And I'm really molding my gluteus into the sacrum. Can you pull it? And then even here, grab it and pull it in. Sometimes it's so good when somebody else is doing it, like a fist squeezing into the spine, but really overdo it. Also wirklich pull the sit bone so high that my teacher said once, you can put a glass onto the sacrum like that. I mean, it's not easy for dancers, yeah? So now pull, make the gluteus really light and up, pull it up, and can you, one more walk here with the hands on the gluteus and see that the sacrum helps the lumbar spine to swing side to side, like there's still water, like really, I hope you can see me really more side to side and feeling that the gluteus is really working for you. Yes. Ja, Eva, das ist super. And now, what's about the heart? Rise up still with the heart, finding the belly. There you go. Don't work from the heel, work from the ball of the feet. Karin, super. That's it. Ah, Karin, I love it. Karin is the best. Karin is, also I don't want to show her, but look, Karin is really lifting even the legs more and then walking here. It looks really, looks super nice. Yeah, Eva. It's like we are discovering for the first time our glute muscles. Okay, release for a moment. Just release for a moment. Stand here. Stand however you want to stand. Maybe stretch the legs or keeping them a bit bended. Turn out the arms and just feel what that makes. I wanted to wake up this area. We somehow, I don't know why, ja, Fiona, du siehst genial aus. We forgot it, or we were even forbidden to think about this area. Fiona, du bist unglaublich. Du musst das jetzt finding your roots and now have a moment just of sense. What makes it different now to your normal sensation? Super. Just make an internal photo that you can find this energy back. Super. Okay, let's do one more thing. Open the eyes. And for that, it's a bit like the Savasana in a way. We need here a wall and this, and I will show you. And maybe it would be nice if you have something for the head and things. I will show you, and then you can see what you need. So. So the idea is that you give your spine the roundness, you cover here a bit the foot pushing, and you try to reach even deeper into this hips. Yesterday, honestly, I had some balls under my head. So, but I hope you understand the idea. This idea is, again, a bow tip and a long belly. So I show you again here. Yeah. So that you have time here even to pull yourself down. Inner spiral, the hips, even push here. Yeah. So everything we worked on is there again. You're sinking into the hips. You have the lumbar spine round. The belly can open and sink. Now let's see how you make it. And I look a bit, if this makes sense. Yeah, so yes, super. Das sieht super aus, Eva, schon mal. And also here, being aware of the end of the roots, the feet. So find the inner edges of the feet and the big toes pushing a bit into the wall and pulling the wall up. Das sieht aber super aus. Looks nice, Eva, even the elbows to the side and the arms open. That could be very helpful also for the other, that the hands are, guck mal, ja, Fiona, genau. Looks super, Eva. And this is just for experiencing your curves. I don't know who started to tell us that the spine is straight. I mean, even on the skeleton, you see it's not. Yeah, and then see, Sandra, how deep the feet goes, or how up, how it feels if you're really, really, really thinking like, oh, that can get a stretch. Yeah, and maybe it's also good to put something under the thoracic spine, that the throat is not pinching here. Das sieht jetzt super aus, Eva. the question is, Eva is the only one who has a blanket and it looks the best. Maybe the roll is even too hard. If you have a blanket nearby, and if it's too hard for you and you don't feel comfortable, then do it with the blanket. Because what I see, Eva is more relaxed. Yeah, she don't have to push against resistance. But if you feel fine, then it's fine. It's just optional. Karin, denk auch nochmal, du machst das schon sehr schön, aber die Innenmuskeln so ein bisschen zueinander denken und dann nach hinten außen. So also here, visualize 2 triangles. And it's interesting, ne? It's a bit like, no, is it? No, this is, yeah, doch, it's 2 triangle crossing over, like the 6 pointed stars. So it's the triangle from puppet bone to sit bones, which open and which has even 2 triangle, one to the right of the vagina and one to the left. And there's even a triangle, very interesting wise, but it's more a round triangle from the coccyx to the sit bones, where the anus is. And then there's this triangle of the sacrum. Really see, when you're hanging here now, is the sacrum in the middle, or do you have one tendency where the hip is more inner spiral than the others? Then even try to help yourself with the hand, even inner spiral it more consciously. Yeah, yeah, genau, Eva. One more minute here to just release into your deep wisdom. And this deep female wisdom sits in the pelvis. I would say maybe for the men the same. But there was somebody, or maybe ourselves, who were forbidden to live this quality of wideness, darkness, deepness, because it's scared. It's, for me, it wasn't that easy to accept what femininity is. But if we're stepping in it, we can get so strong and maybe we can save the world. So here, find your own wisdom. And then decide when it's time to lay down, when it's enough. And then stretching the legs out and let the energy flow and do it work. Just lay down, stretch your legs, and maybe take a blanket to feel warm. It's also nice to put the feet onto something. Try really to go deep inside, connecting yourself into your deepest space of the body and maybe meeting in the heart your soul, going into your own love. That looks great, guys. Even here, Sandra, you can sink inner spiral. You can grab under the glute one more time and pull the glute, the lower glute, down to the side, left and right. Yes, that the front side can be more open. There you go. Really connecting to the horizontal energy of your heart, your endless space. And maybe asking yourself, your inner wisdom, if there's something what your inner knowing want to tell you for today, for Christmas, or maybe for the next year. Sometimes it's a picture, it's information you didn't expect, something like everything is fine, or doesn't has to be information what to do, but take one more minute to ask, is there anything higher self you want to tell me? I'm open now, tell me what is important for me. And only you will have the answer. And then slowly returning. Still keeping this open space for yourself, this inner space, your inner wisdom, your female strength, when you open to the outer world again, starting to move and to stretch, to breathe. Rolling to the side before you come to sitting. One more time, come into the hips, wide and open, more soft in the back, more strong and engaged in the front and the back. In the front, more released. And then lifting, rising into a horizontal plane, back and up. So in this sense, get the hands to the heart. Now, one more time, lift the armpits, lift the heart and make yourself lighter in the heart, in the rib cage, keeping the skin away from the pelvis into the ground, open and full, and then bowing into the back heart when you're bringing the head down.